Welcome, everybody, to episode number 2. This is the Boom and Freezer Show. And first off, I would like to thank our partners, Hilltop Promotions. 1 table, 2 players, 1 winner. Hilltop Promotions coming soon, and you won't believe the news. We got a special guest, Lukas Fracasso-Verner, with my man, Bobby Hilton.
What's going on, everybody? I'm super excited. Everybody knows I'm a big fan of the kid. I've known him for a long time, as did you, Scott. Welcome, Lukas Fracasso-Verner. Welcome to the Boom and Freezer Show.
How's it going, everybody?
It's going good. It's going good. We've been wanting to have you on for a while. You've been a topic of conversation for a long time, right? With WNT and Moscone, but we're going to dive right into it. We're going to go into last year. You were in there in points. You played great, right? You were number 5 in points, Lukas. I think you felt you should have been on the Moscone. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, I don't think it was good that he was. And I know that Bobby was pulling for you, and I'm sorry to interject, but I know Bobby was all over Facebook. What about Lukas? What about Lukas? What about Lukas? I can't believe we're not talking about Lukas.
Wait, we're talking about the number 5 points person in matchup. That's what I'm talking about.
Not number 3.
No, 5. 5-player team.
I said it last year, and I told you, I said, this is the best thing that can happen to him if he sticks with it. That's my opinion. Go ahead. Sorry.
All right. Let's talk about it.
I mean, if you want my honest opinion, I think I blew it for the second half of the year. I think the pressure of just thinking about the Moscone Cup got to me, and it weighed down on me like when I went overseas.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you can look forward.
That's a great answer.
Right? Yeah, it was a real great answer.
It's a great answer. I mean, but this is the thing, right? Like, I don't care who you talk to. I promise you. Like, if I always use Aloysius Yap because he's just honest and he's a great guy. I mean, Federer does the same thing. Listen, pressure is a real thing, right? Like, you might not hear Josh Filler talk about the pressure as much, but pressure is a real thing, and every player out there has that pressure. And if they don't, they're lying. And for you to get the seasoning and go overseas, I clearly remember you in Hanoi, right? Remember Hanoi?
Oh yeah,
of course.
What a crazy tournament that was.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Hanoi. How did you feel out there? Or go ahead, Scott. What were you saying about the Hanoi?
Well, he was knocking on the door, right? He'd already kind of like, he was knocking on the door specifically in that tournament. What people don't see from the outside in that tournament, and it's not there this year, and I think, Matchroom thinks that's a good thing as well, is it's truly 100 degrees in there with about 95% humidity. Not joking. So when you're standing still, you don't have to be moving. Just a fan or a spectator standing still, you're dripping wet. Like, this is real. Like, that's a real thing. I've never experienced anything like it, the last couple of years at that event. So when you're a player and your heart rate is up and you've got to be moving around the table, I mean, Carl, Jeremy, and I, we continue to talk about it. We couldn't imagine the players actually playing good in that environment. But he did play good, and he was right there. And you got a little – talk us through that match that you lost. I actually reposted it on Instagram when it happened, and you lost to a combination, right?
Combinations, right? Can we talk about that?
That was that's probably the only match in my life that I probably never forget, because it's the only way I've ever lost in that particular combination. Like, the way it happened, I was up what was it? I think I was on the hill and he had 6.
1 and 9, right?
Yep. I believe it was he broke and ran. No, I think what happened was I missed a 6 ball to win the set, and then he ran out, broke and ran, and then I took a break to go, splash my face with some water, kind of cool off a little bit, and then I come back and he snaps the 9 ball hangs in the corner combo, and then he breaks again, and then there's a 3 ball combo. I'm like, wow.
Back combos, right?
Yep.
Who were you playing, Lukas?
Uh, Dang Than Kien. I'm probably butchering his name. But
Okay. It's not easy. You were dejected, to say the least, right? I don't know that people understand that pain, right? It was pretty painful, right?
yeah, 100%.
That was a big match, right? Because I think was that to advance to single elimination at that point, correct?
No, that was to get into the final 32.
Oh, the final 32.
He was there. He was there. That was to get to the final 32. You win one more match, you're in the final 16, and it's like literally you're in a position to where you could potentially make the finals.
Yeah, if I make the final 16, I was guaranteed top 3 in the points. That's what was going through my head.
Yeah, and that's like what Bobby said, right? This is what Matchroom does, and you can't avoid the promotion that they make. I'm sure you just saw the promotions that have gone out, your pictures everywhere, and that's great. It's great, right? They're good at making players very well known. This is what Matchroom does, and they also do it to cause and attach drama to it. And I think the problem with that for a player is that they can get too caught up in it, and it can really start to play games with you. I chased that race. I was tied with Bergman in the top 3 in points for like the first half of the year back in 2015. It was the only year I tried out. So I understand it, and I do understand it because I thought I was making the team. I think I was 5th at the end of the year, and I lost to Earl Strickland. I drew Earl Strickland first in the U.S. Open, first round. Mark Wilson comes down. I lose Hill. I break and scratch and let him duck soup to win. Mark Wilson comes down. He's the captain. He says, "Well, Frosty, you gave it a good run." And I'm like, "Oh, God, it's over, right?" Like I was devastated. I never tried. So I don't want to be doing all the talking. Open up. Tell us about it. Like, tell us about that season. Tell us, do you think it was good or bad for you that you didn't make it? I'm sure you were hurt then, but tell us about the season.
Well, I think that it was definitely good for me because it gave me kind of perspective. You know, do I keep going? Do I keep chasing? Or do I go and do my own thing and recoup, all this money that I, used to travel and everything like that. And I was like, well, I'm going to play a few tournaments, see how it goes. And then from that point on, I was like, okay, I want to give it another shot.
Yeah,
so
of course.
When it came down to Moscone, obviously what Scott said, the Shark Stream, talk about that, Lucas, proud sponsor of Shark Stream, right?
Yeah.
And the Shark Stream was pushing for Lucas to be on that spot. Well, not because you're our player, but because you were number 5 in points. And I want everybody to understand that I wasn't pushing you for personal reason. I thought you deserved to be there. And when we talked to you about it, I remember saying this afterwards when you didn't make it. I said, "Are you going to continue? How do you feel about Moscone?" Do you remember what you said?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
It's my dream.
Yeah. And you say you're going to continue?
Yep.
Yeah, you did. And I was a little nervous, Scott, because like you said, when you come to that path, right, it can go either way, right? You could either say, screw this, I'm not doing it no more, or you can push ahead and keep rolling.
And that's true. Or there's a third, right? You can say, screw this, I'm not doing it no more. Or you can say, I'm going to push forward and do it. The third part is, though, you can push forward, but have hesitancy in I can't freaking talk. You can be hesitant in your mind. Okay. And I think he understands this, where you're like, fuck, I play good enough. I know I can make the team, but I'm still frustrated. Now, I'm not going to mention some players, but it's happened to many players where they had their heart broken this year and they were dead set against chasing it the next year. And the last minute, they decide to chase it. So now they're like, okay, I'm going to chase this, but there's a part of them that's really negative. And that is no good, right? You've got to be willing to accept that you might not make it. If you're able to accept that you might not make it, like throughout the entire process, because you're not going to win every match, you're not going to win every tournament, and you've got to be able to accept those defeats as well. if you are willing to accept that, I think going in and keeping that in your mind, right? Like not thinking I'm not going to make it. You don't want to think like that, but willing to accept it. I think that it kind of frees you up to really take on what you want to get.
Yeah, one of the things I think with Lucas, and you can talk a little bit about this too, is your mindset. Your mindset since you were a young kid playing out of here, you were always win or lose. You're like flip the coin, right?
Yeah.
Can you talk about that attitude? And that's what Scott's talking about, where you had a chance, you didn't make it, but now you're like flip the coin, you're ready to go, and you seem like you're ready to go. Talk about that attitude a little bit.
I think it stems from becoming, well, I played some money games when I was younger, and I first got into playing for money when I was 14, and I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, playing for money and how it's viewed and everything like that, but I truly don't think I got anywhere close to this if I was just playing tournaments.
Yeah, there's no question, and you were designed for that. I don't, just so the people know, I don't even know how much pool you've played, but I get updates. Good friend of Lucas's and a good friend of mine, Angry White, great guy. He's been taking Lucas around through the South, and you've been, for a stretch there. How long have you been out and playing basically without, how long have you been out? And what have you been doing exactly? Because I'm big on the money games. I think it's great. I think you have to challenge yourself. In America, if you're not doing it, I don't think you're improving. Go ahead.
Well, I played a guy, and this is no joke. I played him for 32 hours, and the last time I did this was I was 17 years old, and I played Billy Lana.
Yeah.
For 36 hours straight and nearly fell flat on my face. Just nothing but water and Gatorades. And I couldn't take it anymore. He won. But I do think that playing like long sessions like that, I just love it. But I played this guy in Marietta, Georgia, named Terry Stewart, and I played him for 32 hours straight. He said, I got to go to the bank. I'll be right back. And I was like, the minute he did that, I took every opportunity I could to sleep. I was just, I was like, I can't keep playing this guy right now. There's no chance. So I slept for 30 minutes, and he comes back. Angry comes out, wakes me up. I'm like, all right, let's go. And I played another 12 hours, and then he finally quit.
At what time did he go to the bank? How long had you been playing at that point?
He went to the bank at noon. So, we started
how many hours? Yeah.
32 hours.
Oh, so you played around 42 straight hours?
32 straight hours. I took a nap. And
when did he go to the bank? When did you take the nap? After 12 hours, you said?
No, after 32.
After 32. Then you played again after that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How'd you come out?
I came out.
You know, I talked about the money, but you won, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Terry Stewart's a good guy. Great action. Friend of mine. Great guy.
Yeah, great guy. I've never had really any problems, nothing like that. The only thing I didn't like was the smoking inside.
Yeah.
It's different down there in South, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But it was a nice little like match to test my like mental fortitude.
Yeah, for sure. What were you down at any point during that match? Was it close or even?
There was a few sets where he had me stuck like 7-2, 8-3.
You're playing one pocket or 9-ball?
9-ball.
9-ball?
9-ball. I was giving up a big spot.
Yep. Races to 9?
Races to 11.
Okay.
What were you giving up?
The 6-8 and the breaks.
The 6-8 and the breaks?
Yeah, the wild 6-8 and the breaks.
Okay. You weren't giving up the last 4 or anything with that?
Oh, yeah. No, I was.
Oh.
Okay.
You already knew the game.
Well, I'm just trying to talk.
Scott has the ear on everything. You know that, right?
It was the 6-8.
He knows what's
the 6-8, the last 4 in the breaks. He's right. 100% he's right.
Okay. On his action, Scott.
No,
Well,
I truly just didn't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's
But
not. No, he's
All
just
I
not.
don't really think about the last four normally. You know what I mean? Like,
But
if
it
I'm
shows
giving
up. It shows up.
rarely,
It shows up.
definitely on a tighter table, it shows up
Nice.
for sure.
Yeah. Were you playing on a tighter table?
Yeah,
How
yeah,
tight?
it was like 4 1/8, I think.
Used cloth or fresh?
Used cloth.
Yeah, that's pretty stiff. That's a good table. I think that's a perfect table. That's what I've always had built around here in Phoenix.
And that's a tougher table for Lucas, right? Because the cloth's a little worn in, the table's a little pocket. If you're giving up the last four, you make one mistake, it costs you the rack, maybe two, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no question. How long were you gone on that trip?
Well, that one was only a week and a half. Then I went back like the next week, and I stayed for like 3 weeks.
Yeah,
It
so
just-
really, yeah.
It
Go
carried
ahead.
out through the expo.
Yeah, so really on that whole trip, if you don't count going back for a few days, you're gone for what?
5.
5 weeks.
5 weeks?
Yeah.
Month and a half. Yeah.
When you're on the road like that, do you practice at all? Or do you just, because you're playing so much action and money games, that's what your focus is? And that's okay. I mean, I know Scott talked about it many times. Like, he didn't practice much when he was playing, right? It was all about gambling and playing. Is that what you're doing on the road too?
When I have some free time and I'm not like in action, I do practice a little bit, but not like I should be.
Not like here, you're not playing Ghost 10 ball for 3 hours, or you're practicing the break a little bit?
Yeah, I'm just practicing the break and throwing balls out on the table and running out and stuff like that. But I mean, that pretty much was my practice, just being in action all the time. I will say though, since Vietnam, it kind of lit, a fire underneath me to start really start getting in action a lot more and practicing as much as I possibly can. I spent a month before that, before the racks, in the box open.
Yep.
I spent about a month and a half tweaking my like the weight in my break cue, trying to figure out what works for me. Do I need a shaft with no weight? Do I need a shaft with weight? And I found a combination that works.
Yeah, it seems like it did. I mean, you broke fantastic. But before we get into all your big wins, I want to talk about what you were just talking about, the Philippines, when you were gone for a month, right? Or Vietnam, right? Your mom and I thought you weren't coming back, right? You were in your glee, right? You were gambling 24 hours a 7, playing every single day. Can we talk a little bit about that trip? What did you do? Your experience there, was it a lot of playing? Was it a lot of gambling? Was it a little bit of both?
So I want to kind of go back to what Scott was saying earlier about the match that I lost. So I remember Scott, and this goes along with Scott, Jonas, Jason, Ara. They all talked me into trying to fly from there to the Philippines, but my mindset was just, I quit. I'm like, I just can't take it right now.
That's a lot. That's a lot to do. It's a lot to, as Scott talked about earlier, right? As a player, you got 3 choices, and that may change, right? At that point, you decided where you were just going to gamble and you were going to play and practice, and that was what you were going to do.
Well, to paint the picture, just sorry to interject, picture is the Hanoi Open was going on. And then right after that, I believe, was it the Reyes Cup that was next?
Yeah.
So basically the guys that were on the teams, the rest of the world, and Lucas wasn't on the rest of the world team versus Asia, but everybody else was just still going to the Philippines. And it's like I think like a 3-hour flight or maybe a 2-hour flight.
2.5 hour flight. Yep.
Yeah. So, listen, you're right next door to the Philippines. And once you go to the Philippines, I don't think you ever not want to go back, right? It's just one of those places. It's a special place. Everybody's happy. It's not a rich country. You walk outside wherever you go, everybody's smiling, everybody's happy. And it's just got a different vibe over there. We were trying to get Lucas to go because you've got to get back on the horse once you get thrown off, right? And I think that's important. So you ended up going home, right? I'll never forget this. I'm talking to Bobby in my hotel room. I'm in the Philippines. I'm in the hotel room. Do you remember this phone call, Bobby? when you and I were
Yes,
talking?
of course. Of course.
And I was furious. I was not happy. I'm like, I was furious. I was furious.
Yeah.
But anyway, go ahead. Yeah.
No, I mean, I understand why you were furious, and I mean, I was mad at myself too. I said, "What am I thinking?" Like, I'm on the flight home, and I'm sitting there like, I'm like, "Is this really it? Am I really just gonna quit right now?" And I'm just like, kind of talking.
That's got to be a long flight, right? Because you're going back and forth in your head at that point.
Yeah, it was a 15-hour flight.
Yeah, and you're going back and forth, and you have all that raw emotion. It had to be tough.
So I finally slept after, not sleeping for like 20 hours or whatever, just trying to get back on a normal sleeping schedule because I'm going to go home. I want to just be able to just go straight back and be all right and not have to adjust or anything like that. So I stayed up for basically the next 16 to 20 hours. And that's when I was talking to Scott at like 7 a.m. or something like that the next day. And he was telling me to go to the Philippines. I talked to Jason, and Jason was like, I understand how he's feeling. He goes, don't try to peer pressure him or anything like that. He was talking to Ara about that. And
yeah,
and
that's
then
interesting.
Jonas was the last person. He's like, I think you should go, bro. Like, yeah, I don't know about this time. And I mean, I remember every conversation like it was yesterday because it was pretty impactful.
That's a lot. That's a lot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, very impactful.
I just kept replaying that stuff. Oh, what
the reason you were so dejected, just so the people know, is like basically Lukas felt like he had lost his position in the Moscone Cup, right? That's what really happened, and he just put the weight of the world on his shoulders. The thing is and Lukas knows this, and Bobby knows this. The thing is, the minute you get back in action, if you can force yourself to do it, it's kind of like somebody that goes to the gym every day. One day they just feel so bad they don't want to go to the gym. They just don't want to do it. They had a bad day the day before. They don't think they look good in the mirror, whatever the case may be, and they force themselves to go. The thing is if you can force yourself to do that and overcome the mental weakness there. Now, I'm not saying it's weakness because trust me, I get it, what you were going through. But I think the minute you're right back in action, all of that goes away, right? Like all of it goes away. And you're right back there and you're hungry and it starts to, the motors start to turn again. And I think that's where it's really important. And you're learning this.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. And we had John Moore on the show and he said the same thing. He went back to Canada and he quit. He was just giving lessons at his pool room. He was done. He was all done. He said, I'm done. He was just giving lessons, and then during giving the lessons, he just got that fire. And then, like Scott said, he played one tournament and turned everything around.
So yeah, what was this kid here has got so much talent. He knows it. He's also got some fucking weaknesses that I can't stand. One of them.
I have a list. We're going to talk about those later too.
But he's got so much talent. Pardon my language, and I won't continue to cuss. Maybe Austin, edit that F word out. I've been a lot better with that lately. But I don't think that there's any turning back for him now, right? Because he's gotten a taste of it. Unless he really finds some type of struggle and dark hole that he goes into, which can happen. Yep. I don't think that's going to happen.
No, I agree. So what's going on right now, Lucas? You seem like you're playing almost your best pull. What was the turnaround from when you're almost ready to quit to now? I remember even in the beginning of the year, I was nervous for you. You know what I mean? Because I know what you went through. I saw it. I felt it. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I don't live that. Scott lived that. I've never lived that. So it's tough for me to understand it. So you had to live that. And all of a sudden you come back and now you're playing fantastic. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. I mean, so obviously the Derby was a grueling test of
always is, right, Scott?
For my mental game. And I loved it, you know what I mean? But I also had a terrible Derby, for me at least. Right. I took 5th, 6th in the banks 3 years ago, and then I think I cashed like last place this year. So that was just like kind of demoralizing. And then I played the
pride in your bank game too, right?
Yeah,
you really like your bank game.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
and so that was a little demoralizing. I played the one pocket, I cashed, and then I did I think 17th or final 16, the 9-ball. You know, so something like that. I think it was 17th through 25th. But so I was a little more proud of that. But I mean, I said to myself, I'm like, I played 2 sets. I played Fedor. I missed 1 ball. And I played Marco Torture. I missed 2 balls against Fedor, and I missed 1 ball against Marco Torture, and I lost 9-2, 9-4. And I said, you know, I didn't really do
Play
much
bad,
wrong.
right? You didn't play bad.
I'm like, I played almost a perfect set against Marco and lose 9-4. I feel like I don't know what else to do from there. Just break better.
Yeah, we get that all the time, Scott and I. When we talk to all the pros, they all say they can play their best game and lose matches, and that's one of the rough. It's terrible with the sport.
Bigger pockets, right? And that's what the Derby's designed for. Jason Sword will talk about it, and we all know it going in. The pockets are bigger and new cloth, so you have to get a shot after the break. If you're not getting a shot after the break, you can't win. I mean, some type of shot, whether it's a rollout, whether you're pushing, whether you're playing safe, you've got to get some type of shot after the break. What do you think? We switch subjects all the time. What do you think the biggest weakness right now? I would hope you analyze your game all the time. What do you think your biggest weakness in the game of Matchroom Rules 9-ball is right now?
I think kicking on the new cloth. I think that's what cost me my match against Georgi Georgiev this past weekend.
In the quarterfinals? Quarterfinals?
Yeah. Quarterfinals, yep.
Yeah, we actually, Mike DeMarco and I had you kind of pegged. Obviously, Sholnaki was playing well, but kind of had you pegged to win that tournament or make the finals. But once again, it's you know, nobody's guaranteed to do that. I didn't get to cover you in any of those matches. I was doing the main TV table, so I don't know.
Well, me and Felix both played a really, really good match, solid match. I ended up winning 11-9. I was up the whole set. He comes back, breaker runs, and then gets a straight in 9-ball
combo.
Yeah. And I couldn't believe it. When he was putting draw on it, I said, I think he's going to miss it. And then I was like, oh.
There's a little distance on it, but it was pretty straight. I remember why. I was actually.
Wow. He missed it.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because on the new cloth, that ball, you're supposed to really use top. And I hate I'm saying this on live stream right now because he's probably going to go look back at it and he's going to be like, I'm not going to make that mistake next time.
Uh-huh.
So I'm giving away free information.
He's a good enough player. He's going to figure that out.
Oh, of course.
He still has your old school mindset, Scott. He's been growing up with the people. You don't share, you don't talk. You just, you know what I mean? He's not seasoned to give everything out yet, except for lessons, right? You give it lessons.
Oh, of course. Yeah. I mean, when you're on tour against these certain players, you know, you don't really want to give out too much. I mean, I know Scott would definitely agree with that.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't want to wake them up if you don't have to. But you also you want that in their mind the next time you draw each other, right? It's always going to be there. Don't worry. He might draw Felix in 5 years. He might draw him in 5 weeks, but whenever he draws him again, that'll be in Felix's mind. Don't worry. And that's a big edge going in.
Yeah. So go ahead. How did you finish the match against Phoenix? Felix. He missed the combo, and then
that's supposed to go up 10-8, and then it's 9-9. I ended up winning 11-9. At 10-9, I won a safety battle, and then I ended up running out. So, but then against Georgie, I don't know if, you know, nothing against the refs or whatnot. I said I didn't break dry the entire tournament, and then I break dry 4 times in that match.
Yep.
But, you know, that's pool.
And you've been breaking, I want to say, probably one of the best on the tour right now. Like when you played against Naoki, and then even in the semifinals of the next tournament, you were breaking best I've ever seen you break. Do you feel that too until that match?
I definitely agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about that then. Let's just move into that because I didn't get to see that tournament. I'm disappointed. I don't know where I was. I think I was taking a little break from all this crap I'm dealing with, and I was up in the mountains. But I did get to see a little bit of the finals, just like the highlights. that's a massive win. I mean, Naoki Oi, the people that know, he's a world champion, and
Absolutely. 818 Fargo.
yeah.
Powerful.
Yeah, and for you to win that event, I mean, you can win a lot of events, you can win a lot of ranking events, and you're there, people know. But for you to win that event, meeting him in the finals, I think that I even stronger for your own confidence. But for the rest of the world, that's where, and you and I talked about this on the phone, that's where you really made your mark. I think, and nobody can take that from you. And you should just absolutely be fueling off of that, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I constantly think about that.
Talk about the tournament.
Oh, well, so, I mean, going into the second day, they changed the format on us. I win the lag. I break and run the first track against Nathan Childress, and then we're just kind of sitting in our chairs for like 3 minutes. I'm like, it's your break. And he goes,
no.
No, it's your break. I said, what are you talking about? And he goes, they changed the format. I had no idea. So then I go up. I think I broke around the next track or something like that. And then next track I had to push out. And then, it was just a kind of grueling match from there. He made a key mistake, I think, to make it 7-7. And then from there, I won 10-7.
What was the format change?
Winner breaks.
Winner breaks, alternate break, right? Or alternate to winner.
Breaks to alternate.
It went from alternate break to winner breaks.
Okay.
Yeah, they did that right in the single elimination round, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, Scott. I want to ask you about this as well. So in matchroom rules, they're so finicky and stickler about a lot of their rules, right? But one of the rules they don't speculate is winner break or alternate break. So the tournament director has control of that, and that's what Lukas is talking about. And again, when we're streaming stuff here, we don't know what it is sometimes. So if they ever plan on changing that, or are they just not aware of it, or don't?
No. In the ranking events, they give you just more freedom, right? When it's a ranking event, you've kind of got more freedom, even though their stamp is on it, you've got more freedom to run it how you'd like. And I think that it's important to talk about because it all comes down to the pockets. And we talk about it a lot. And I know Lukas focuses on pockets because you've got to immediately, when you walk into a pool room, you got to immediately assess the size of the pockets first. Because that changes things. It changes the style. It might change the way you're breaking the balls. It might change everything. But if you've got a bigger pocket that plays loose, you can have a bigger pocket that plays gaffy or funny and tight. But if you've got a bigger pocket, then winner break can be a little dangerous. I will say that changing it in the middle of the tournament, I don't think it's the end of the world, especially once you get to the final 16. I was actually pushing for this last event, the Bob Stocks Memorial, in the final 16 to get switched to winner break, because we weren't seeing a lot of break and runs on the main table. Now, I'm kind of glad we didn't, because everything was close towards the end, and obviously the great players that are making it to the end are playing the best, they're breaking the best. But to answer your question, Bobby, we're holding the ranking event here, and it's going to be on 4.25-inch pockets, changing all the tops on the new diamonds, but it's new cloth. So I don't care what table, and I know that
they're going to play kind of loosey, right? Sliding.
Sure, they are. But at the same time, you don't want it lagging the tournament, right? You need it to keep moving. I think you see a little bit better play with a winner break format, because I don't care how good an out Lukas makes, it's his opponent's break, and that kills momentum, right? That will kill momentum, and it can cause hesitancy in the stroke, because you just can't get any type of rhythm. You can't get any type of pace going. So it's good and bad. It's good and bad.
I think, from my personal opinion, I think that if it's 4.5-inch pockets and it's brand new cloth, it definitely should be alternate break.
Agreed. 100%. I agree.
Yeah, because there's a chance you could not sit at the table for half a match, right?
Oh yeah,
if
for
not
sure.
A full match even.
Well, look what Cope and Chung did at the U.S. Open, let alone 4-inch pockets versus 4.5.
Yeah, right.
I never talk about this, but I played Coyley Nicholson, who you wouldn't know. I don't think either of you know. Great bar table player back in the day. I was playing the Texas Express Tour event in Wichita at Terry. Anyway, at a pool room, and it was a race to 11 final, and I won the flip. We were flipping back then. It was paid like $2,500 to win the tournament back then. But I broke and ran the whole set. He didn't shoot one time. It was on a bar table.
Yep.
But you've got, when you're facing that, that's the only time I've ever done anything like that. But when you're facing that, you've got to be able to defend yourself. You can't just play winner break with bushel basket pockets.
But yeah, I mean, another person on the tour had a little bit of an idea. I kind of agree with it. I mean, maybe we should have like 1 or 2 events a year where it's just push out to the break.
Yeah, that's getting into a slippery slope.
Yeah,
there's just some, I don't know, there's a lot of talk behind the scenes, with Matchroom, and I tell you, they listen. We're in several different groups on WhatsApp, and when I say we, me, Jeremy, Carl, and the crew, right, the inner workings of the crew, but you're never gonna get it perfect. It's just there's too many variables in the game, and the issue is like you're not playing on the same golf course as everybody else, right? So you're gonna have one table that plays this way, another table that plays this way, another table that plays this way, because your pool rooms that the ranking events are going to. So I don't know,
We'll see. And then but once you start changing rules, and everybody's expecting new rules, and like you said, it's a slippery slope when you start going down there. You got to be really careful.
I get it from a player's perspective. I get it totally.
So you're playing great. You're playing Aoki. You're down. What was it, 5-3 or 5-2 at one point?
5-2 and 7-4.
And what are you thinking at the point? Do you still think you can win? Are you still confident, or are you sitting there saying, "Oh, I'll take second and be all right"?
No, I'm sitting there thinking like I just need one chance, and then I think he broke dry or broke and scratched. I'm pretty sure he broke and scratched, and got me back in the set right there and then.
Yeah,
raced at 13.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lukas played phenomenal. My phone was blowing up when you won that match. I'm sure yours was too, right?
Yeah, no, there was like 50 or 60 messages within like the first hour.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, though, when I'm in the chair, and I'm like, I just got to get my break working. I mean, it's been working for me the whole event. I run multiple packages. But for some reason in the final, I just wasn't breaking the right way. I don't know. I barely kept making the one, or I would make another ball, and I'd have to push out constantly. I have to push out. And I'm like, I got to beat this guy playing push out to the break right now. Being down 2-3 games in a row.
Are you always breaking from the same position, or are you moving the cue ball?
Generally I'm 4.5-inch pockets. I don't really switch my position on the break. I think I need to start, because when the tables finally start breaking in, I think you move in just a hair, just like maybe a couple inches.
Are you all the way outside on the corner of the box? How much do you practice from dead on?
Not much at all. I mean, I know Jason breaks from dead on. I know Anton Raga breaks from dead on.
Most of the Europeans break from dead on. At least 2 years ago at the Moscone Cup, and I talk about this all the time, I recognized it on day one. We were breaking from far outside to the box. We were breaking with a phenolic tip. The Europeans were all breaking from dead straight on. We were making balls on the break. We never got a shot on the break. I mean, we might get a shot on the break 1 in 12 games. They were getting a shot on the break like 70% of the time. Seriously. And this happened the whole 4 days or 5 days. Yeah.
I mean, generally,
think about
they do start breaking better than us, because they've already had this format before, even though it was break from the corner on the Euro Tour, it's not much of a difference, when you just shorten the break box a little bit.
Maybe you discover something if you break from the center. Just give yourself a little time. I know it's hard to do. I know you're kind of a practicer that's playing for money. I was always that way. I did practice, but it wasn't for 8 hours a day. But you should
No, you were saying?
You should consider it. There's got to be something to what they're doing. I know that they were using a leather tip with their break cues. and we were using phenolic. They were breaking from the dead center, and it wasn't an accident that they were getting looks. I know that our team thought it was for a couple of days, and maybe they were just in denial. But over time, if you continue to get looks, we're looking from the outside in. There's definitely something to it. Do you use phenolic or leather on your brake tip? Phenolic, probably.
I don't think it's phenolic actually.
Oh, really?
It's got a softer hit to it. It's a Navigator brake tip, so I mean, whatever that is.
You don't know.
Yeah, I guess that.
It's the same.
Right? Is that the one that comes with the McDermott shaft, right?
Yeah, it's the stock tip that they put on.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's. I think it's leather.
It's like a leather. Yeah, it is leather. It's not phenolic.
It's probably a hard leather, like a water buffalo or something.
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, that's what it's like. For sure.
I think that's better. I think that's better, especially for this brake shot. Right? This brake shot isn't all about power. There's nothing really. Power is not where this brake shot's at. Right? Of course, you're hitting it 15, 16 mile an hour, 17 mile an hour, but I think it's much better. You can get into the cue ball better. I've got to ask this question. Do you think about this? I talked about it nonstop on the TV table. I've been talking about this for 2 years, and I stayed quiet for the first 2 years I was commentating for Moscone Cup or for Matchroom, because I felt like maybe there was something that I didn't know. When FSR started breaking the balls, he's the founder, right? He did discover the cut break, making the one on the side, cue ball one rail or two rails flush into the 9. And he went on that big run because he was light years ahead of people with the break shot, right? And he's getting shots after the break, but he was just light years ahead because people didn't quite understand it. Once it's become perfected, everybody really kind of gets it now. There's a couple of big problems, in my opinion, with that break. You kiss off the bottom of the 9, you're scratching in the corner. You kiss off the top of the 9, you're scratching in the side. But from the outside looking in, over time, looking at the numbers, it's not even close. If the cue ball is higher, meaning towards the center of the table when you finish, you're going to get a shot like 60% more of the time. Because oftentimes the two, unless it gets kissed down low, unless it's behind or right in front of the back ball, in the whatever positions behind the corner balls, unless it's there, if it's on the wings, either wing or on the back, it's always finishing up top. So why aren't these guys drawing the cue ball just a little bit more? This is my question. I just don't understand it. Because if you get kissed down low, you end up low, and we're always talking about the rollout because that's when they're rolling out. This last tournament, I mean, I proved it over and over and over. Anytime the cue ball finished side pockets or higher, they always had a shot on the 2. Always. Now, I know some of these guys are thinking about it, but do you think about it?
I do think about it because, there's a lot of times I scratch off the 9 in the side pocket.
A lot of times.
Yeah. So
but,
think about
that's just where
a little bit more.
That's just where I'm aiming on I hit on the cue ball by accident. You know what I mean? I feel like if I hit exactly where I'm aiming every single time, I'm not going to scratch. My cue ball is going to go underneath and then above the 9.
Do you think it would be a little easier to dig a little bit more on the cue ball? Wouldn't it be a little bit easier?
Yeah, but I think you risk missing the 1 ball at that point.
You do? You think just putting like a tick more low ball just to avoid the top side of the 9, you risk missing?
I know what you're saying, but the problem with putting more draw on it is scratching 2 rails on the side.
I understand. So what about more than that? I'm just curious, right? I am looking for the guy. Now, I know the Europeans do it sometimes when they realize that that's just the move, right? And I know that there's players that are doing it at certain times in their matches or in a whole tournament. But I'm looking for the guy that can do it all the time, because I think the guy that starts doing this and figuring out how to avoid the scratch, which I agree, I'm not disagreeing with that. I think the top player that finds that is going to rob people. I really do. I think that's coming.
Interesting. That's interesting.
I've watched it. I break quite well with this break. I break quite well with the break shot, right? I know the break shot very well. I can't do anything else, but I do break the balls really well with this break shot. And I think that there's something really big to it. Really big. This 2-ball is going up table. If it's on the corners or on the back, it's going up table every time. Even if it's behind the wing balls, it's getting kissed half the time to go up table. So why are you
Why
trying
not pull it back a little bit? Yeah.
Why are you trying to be at the rack spot? And if you are at the rack spot and get a bad kiss, you're at the bottom rail, and it's even worse. So I think
well, if that comes trendy in the next year or so, we're going to go back to this podcast and see what's going on.
These guys, and including him, and I include him in that. These guys already understand this, right? I'm just saying that what I see from the outside, I really see it, like, because
of course, because you watch more racks than anybody, for sure.
Yeah.
So generally, I'm trying, like what you said, maybe put a little bit of draw on it. Well, I'm trying not to scratch 2 rails on the side or even 1 rail on the side.
Yeah.
And what I do when I see the 2 balls on the back, right? Say the referee's racking or I'm racking myself.
Right.
I try to hit it literally just half an inch thicker.
Why?
Because I feel like the thicker you're going to hit it, the 2 ball's going to travel more.
You want that 2-ball up table so you have a shot?
Yep.
Well, the 2, if it's on the back, it goes 3 rails towards the opposite side.
Correct.
I can tell he doesn't want to get into this too much.
Whoa. Who, Bobby?
No, you.
I don't mind.
Okay, I didn't know.
Well, Lucas is a little different. I mean, when you're on the road, right, it's a little different because when you're playing Matchroom, they're racking for you, right? But when you're playing on the road, it's usually rack your own most of the time.
Breaking events is usually rack.
It makes a big difference, and Scott knows all about the rack and the break. And Lucas, obviously, when you're on the road, you have to know the rack, right? You're not going to read the rack, and you got to know, like you said, to change your speed if a ball's in a different position to get position, right? And that's what you're basically talking about. That's
the hardest part, really, especially when you're on new cloth. To change your speed, you're changing, like, you're decelerating just a little bit. You know, you could accelerate too much and scratch in the bottom left corner.
Yep.
Yeah, it's very fickle. Very fickle. Very fickle. People like people that are watching from the outside that don't break the balls like this don't realize how precise a hit it really needs to be.
Right. Exactly.
If the timing's off at all, or there's a deceleration, you're dead. You're dead.
Yep. All right, let's get back real quick. So you're Nikioi, you know, you've already been into 2 finals, right? You've lost to BJ Ushiri, who, funny story, Lucas is up on BJ Ushiri, race to 11. I think it was 10-6.
10-3.
10-3. And then somebody pulls a fire alarm, Scott. They have to go. Yeah, they have to go outside.
At 10-10.
Yeah, they have to go outside.
Where
was it?
Bob Stocks.
Bob Stocks.
Oh, really?
3 years ago.
It was at
3 years ago.
First break cafe.
Yeah. So they pull the fire alarm. Then he comes back and continues to lose. It was 11-10?
13-10.
13-10.
I never won another.
How about that?
Yeah, tell me about it.
I got to tell a quick story. This is like me playing Reyes Gomez during COVID. We went to Jennifer Beretta's pool room, and their move was they'd done this in Florida. And I'm saying it on camera because I don't care. I know it's a fact. Their move was he was down in Florida during COVID playing a money match in pool room, and pool rooms weren't supposed to be open then, right?
Yeah, with Jesus Tensio.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they called the police when he was losing to come shut the fucking pool room down, right? So I'm in, and I didn't know this. I wasn't aware of this, but I was getting word during my match. I'm playing him a race to 21, back pocket 10 ball, race to 21, and I'm up like 18-9. We're betting 20,000, and it's packed. There's like 300 Cubans in there, or whatever he is, and there's like 300 of them in there, and there's literally 2 white people, Tony Bloom and I. And then Jennifer Beretta's ex-husband that owned the pool room. And so all of a sudden it's 18-9, and her husband comes out. He owns the pool room, and he's freaking out. And he's like, Scott, come here. I'm like, what? He's like, there's 10 cops out front. I'm like, what? He's like, there's 10 cops out front. And I'm like, what does that mean?
You can tell Lucas is loving this, right? He's loving this stuff. But go ahead.
I know all about it. That's why.
I'm forgetting that it's COVID. I'm like not even thinking. I'm dialed into what I'm doing, and he's telling me there's 10 cops out front, and it takes me like 10 seconds to put it together.
Right.
And
You're like, so what?
He's like, you see that door? That's the only way in. I'm going to put a big bar over that door. You finish this set, right? And I'm like, oh, fuck. So I think that's the coolest thing in the world, right? But all these whatever they were, and not
Dominicans.
Dominicans,
bro. Yeah, Dominicans.
All these Dominicans knew that this was happening. Like his intermediate team knew this was happening, and they see him go over there and put this big bar over the door. And I'm down shooting. The whole point is I'm up 18-9, and I'm down shooting, and I hear this big bang, 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 bang at the door, right? And I'm like, holy shit! I lose like 7 games in a row. I'm not joking. I 6 or 7 games in a row. Next thing I know, it's 18-15, and we're racing to 21. We're betting 20,000, and I didn't wake it up. I didn't let Reyes know that I knew that they called the cops. I just went along with it and act like nothing changed. I ended up winning, but my whole point to this is kind of like with the fire alarm. This is a little bit different, but similar. I almost blew that set. It was a serious mental.
Yeah,
issue.
right. It's crazy. This game is so mental. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. So you obviously you come in second there, right? Then you go to Seattle a couple years later, and you're in the finals against Georgie, another guy, a friend of ours as well, but. You're playing him, and talk about that finals.
Man, some crazy things happened in that.
I remember that vividly.
I fire a 2-ball in from the back rail. I mean, like one of the best shots I could possibly hit, and follow the cue ball 2 rails in the corner, like just long rail to short rail all the way back down.
Wow.
Yeah.
Into the lower corner.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
How sick is that?
But it got worse.
What was
remember his last rack?
Oh, Hill. I got back to Hill even after that. He gave me another
What was
chance.
the score when you scratched there?
I think that was to go up 10-9.
Oh. Okay.
10-9 or 10-8, something like that. I'd have to go back and look at it. You know, I try to forget about that one, but I can never, ever forget about this shot.
It's 12-12.
This is Hill.
Finals WNT event. Lucas's first championship, possibly.
Yep. He either hooked himself or I hooked him. And he's kicking at the 2-ball. Well, he fires at the 2-ball, and I mean, just gets down. He's like, pardon my language. He's like, fuck it, and just absolutely slams the 2-ball as hard as he can. 2-ball goes 3 rails and kicks the 5 from the other long rail all the way into the side pocket and gets dead straight in. I'm like, wow, that's what a way to lose this set right here.
That was rough, right? He ran out. Yeah, he ran out. He shut the 2-ball in and ran out.
Yep. I said, wow, this has just got to be the most sickest way to lose a set right here. And then I played Vietnam, and I was like, nope, there's worse ways. 100% worse ways.
Yeah. There's always worse ways, and sadly, you'll probably find that out. That's just part of the sport. It's not your first time, and it won't be your last to lose like that, unfortunately.
But this has to say something about his heart, right, Scott? When you lose 2 finals like that, there's a possibility you're never winning an event, right? Because you have your mindset. You get to that mindset where bad shit's going to happen to me no matter what, right? You have to get over that. So when you're playing Iuki, you're down 7-4 or 7-5 or 5-2. You easily could have came into that mode and said, "Well, I'll come in second again," but you didn't, right? You came through and played well. What gave you that confidence?
I mean, I've had so many sets where I was down on the tour and I come back and I win the set. Not to throw anybody on the bus, but good friend of mine, Oscar Dominguez, I was up. It was in that same tournament.
Oh, I remember that one too.
It was in that same tournament, but it was a year later. I'm in the final 16. Oscar's playing a dead perfect set on me, and I mean absolutely as perfect as you can possibly play. Oscar's playing on me. I think he already broke and ran a 4-pack and then a 3-pack back to back.
Obviously, winner's break. Yep, go ahead.
And I'm down 9-1, and I said,
race to 10, right?
Yeah, no, race to 11.
Race to 11.
And I'm just sitting there like, I just want a chance at this point. I just want to shoot. I just want to shoot at anything else, an open ball at least. And finally, he gives me the opportunity. I win a safety battle. I come back. I break and run maybe 2 racks. I just come back in the set, nice, slow, game after game.
Winter break.
Yeah, winter break. Yep. But I didn't really break run very many racks. I think maybe 2 or 3 at the most.
Yeah.
And I remember there was a shot for him to get up. I think it was 10-8 or 10-9. And he missed it in the corner, trying to put inside English on it. Or no, I think he hit it softly with outside to get him to the 9. It was the 8 ball, and he missed it. And I was like, I just won the set. I'm like, I'm gonna make this ball and break a run, and it's exactly what I did. I came back from the bathroom, hill, broke her in.
Coming down from 10-1 or 9-1.
Yep.
Well, that right
11-9.
there, just a match like that, right? I think most great players have had that happen, right? And to win a match like that, that tells you everything. Now you can win from anywhere. So just as easily as you can focus on the losses, and you're going to lose more than you win, like that match right there will never leave your mind, right? You can always resort back to that for your mindset, and you should, which I think that's what keeps you going. Just how old are you, Lucas?
24.
24 now. I was going to say 23. Yeah, I mean, when I was 24, I didn't matter if I lost. I couldn't wait to get back and play again. It's different for him now because we didn't have the tour back then where you're chasing what he's chasing. But I don't think there's any stopping him now, right?
I got to talk about NM Billiards. That's right, Nick Marino Billiards. What he does is for the East Coast, he delivers pool tables, refills pool table, fixes pool table. He does tips as well. He does everything. He's nonstop, one of the hardest workers there is. Not only that, he runs Greater New Haven APA. He is the director of it. So if you want to join a team or anything to do with APA in this area, check him out. Again, it's NM Billiards, and it's Greater New Haven APA.
This partner's been with us since day number 1. It's PNW Pool Thing. Please check them out. www.pnwpoolthing. The PNW stands for Pacific Northwest. They've got a YouTube channel and Facebook. PNW Pool Thing. Thanks so much. When you think of leaders in the industry and you think of chalk, you think of TAOM Billiards. Check them out. They have more than just chalk. It's townbilliards.com. What's your goal? What do you really want? And being as arrogant as you want to be, and you're not that guy, but like, do you want to be the best player? What do you truly, truly want deep down? Like, what do you really, really want? What's your dream?
Be honest.
I mean, I want to be a world champion.
You want to be a world champion, like win one world championship? Or
no, I mean, I don't want to stop there, but I mean, like, there's different goals you got to hit at certain times, and I don't want to set too high of a bar and then put pressure on myself that really doesn't need to be there.
Sure. Agreed.
But I talk about how I see how people talk about Shane and everything like that, and I would like to maybe get to that level.
Okay. Yeah, let's talk a little bit about obviously Scott's history in gambling, and Shane obviously did a lot of gambling back in the day before all these prime events. You like to gamble out there. You love putting your name in the hat when it comes to it. How do you feel? The same question with Scott. How do you want to be known as a money player when it's all said and done?
I mean, at this point, I don't think really the money really matters to me as much. It's more like I just say when.
But the action player, I'm not really talking about the money, but like you play for money a lot, right? What do you want to be known for as the money? Like Scott is probably, if not the best, one of the best all time. He made the most money. He made $1 million match. You know what I mean? He's got it, right? When your career is done, that same question, like what do you like? Because you gamble, I want to say more than 90% of the pros in America. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tougher though for him to get I'm just saying it's tougher for him to gain an identity being a money player versus gaining identity being, an elite tournament player. That's just the truth. Like in my era, it was whole different ballgame. Yeah. Right. So I don't know that he'll ever really have if he's trying to gain an identity as a money player, which I don't think he is. I think he just enjoys doing it. I don't know that he'll get that because it's just so much different and much more difficult.
It's different, right?
Yeah, it's not like you can go to a pool hall and just sneak around and then go play the owner and win, 100,000 or something like that. And
occasionally you can.
And then it gets around the town, and then they're like, watch out for this guy. And,
that's not happening.
They just don't do that.
But I think the question is good. I think his question is good. If you flip flop that, what do you want to be known as? Being you want to become an elite player. Do you know the difference between? I'm pretty sure you do. I'm not trying to talk to you like you're stupid, but you know the difference between a great shortstop, a good pro player, a great pro player, and an elite player?
Yes.
Do you understand this? Okay. So you're not an elite player. Do you want to become an elite player?
Yes.
How far
I'd like to become a world-class player.
It's good. Probably real similar, right?
Same thing, yeah. How far do you think you are from that? I know how far you are.
I could be a few months. I could be a year away. I mean, it's just, I think it's discipline. I think it's discipline, going to the gym, doing all the right things. I'm already doing really the eating part of it, health-wise. I just got a little bit of laziness going to the gym, stuff like that, so.
Yeah, and another quality that you have, man, which I know Angry White's actually texting me. I wanted him to give me a few questions to ask you, but one problem that you don't have, which is key, I had a huge problem with this, it's not a joke, is sleeping. Like, you can sleep. Shane Van Boning, I've always told him, yes, the credit to him being a little bit deaf, right, is definitely an advantage. He's admitted that on our show. But one thing that people overlook with Shane is that he's able to go to sleep before a tournament the night before, and he gets good rest. And that is so important. Now, I'm not saying you get good rest because you're always running around gambling and this and that, but I think, can you sleep if you needed to go to bed?
I have pictures. I'm honest to God.
I know.
He can sleep anywhere.
Yeah.
No, but listen, the truth is, actually, honestly, I don't know what is kind of wrong with me in that sense, but, I can sleep when I'm real, real tired.
Yeah.
But when I'm not tired and I need to force myself to go to sleep before a tournament, there are nights where I'll get 3 hours of sleep or 4 hours of sleep, and I'm not, like, I want to get more. You know what I mean? I just can't fall asleep.
Right. And by he means tired, he's been playing for 35, 40 hours, 2 days straight.
No,
that's when you go right to sleep.
In general, like right after a tournament.
He doesn't play 35 or 40 hours all the time. That doesn't.
Yeah.
No, not all the time. No.
No, but I might practice for 8 hours, 10 hours, and then I'll be tired and go to sleep. But I mean, even in the tournaments,
you sleep quite well, though. I mean, I've got hundreds of pictures of you sleeping in the car.
I mean, I'll tell you this: at the Beasley Open, I did not sleep more than 5 hours.
Really?
That's all right. Yeah. I mean, I get it. In the last 4 weeks, I think there was not one night where I slept more than 6 hours at the most.
Were you staying in hotels, Airbnbs, or just kind of in the middle?
In the middle.
In the middle.
So do you have any issues with alarm clocks?
So some might say I do, but I honestly, and this is 100% the truth. Literally yesterday, I set my alarm for 10:30 in the morning, and I woke up. So I don't understand. I think it's maybe because I was, running around, forcing my body, to do things that, I needed sleep for. And I think I was just overly tired because I was telling Bobby yesterday, I felt real not well going into today. I just got off the road.
Was that this morning or yesterday?
Yesterday.
Yeah, I called him. Remember, I was saying if we get him on, he was fatigued. Yeah. He said he couldn't even open a water bottle, Scott.
I
Right.
was so weak, dude. It was crazy. Um, so just to recap, I'm coming back from Front Royal and I'm with Elvis and Felix Vogel in the camper. And I think I slept like 2 hours. And then from there, I just didn't sleep for the rest of the night. I was up till 7 a.m. And then my dad came and got me at his house in New York. And we're driving home. And I'm like, I'm shaking. Like I'm cold. Like I'm like sick cold. I said, something's not right here. I said, Dad, can you turn the heat on? And I turns the heat on. I'm fine. Then I get real hot. I'm like, I think I'm getting sick. I feel weak. I get home. I got my sweatshirt on, dress pants on, t-shirt, dress shirt underneath. I go right to sleep on the couch with a blanket and put my hoodie on. I was so cold. I'm like, something's not right here. I don't feel
When's
right.
this?
Yesterday.
This was us. Yeah, he did have a fever. I asked him if he had a fever, and he said he was 100.7.
I said, I don't know what's going on with me. And I was having major headaches. And this is something that really doesn't happen to me ever.
Hydrated.
I had a headache from 7 a.m. all the way until maybe 1 a.m. this morning.
Okay.
Just pain like right here
Do you
in my
drink a
head.
lot of water? Do you drink a lot of water?
Generally I do. I don't think in the last few days I really didn't drink much. And I think that's what it
Want to
was.
give a shout out to them? Maybe you can get a sponsor by them. So just so you know, he drinks glass water, Scott. He doesn't drink bottled water, plastic bottled water. He says it's better for you, right? You feel it's better for you.
It's better for you, you know. Everybody, I don't want to get too much into it because people are gonna think I'm a little nuts. But
I'm a water nerd, actually, just so you know. And I want you don't forget what you're gonna say. But we get our water. I drive 45 minutes. There's one place in the state of Arizona where I can get my water from. It's been 8 years we've been drinking it. I think I've been sick one time, knock on wood, and in these 8 years, she's never sick. But it's a true and pure alkaline water that's manufactured right in front of you in this massive building in these machines, and they sell it by the 5-gallon jugs. But I go ahead, I get this, and if this place closed, I don't know what I would do. A friend of mine that's a scientist in Las Vegas, a very intelligent scientist, got me on this about 8 years ago. There's one place in Nevada that you can get it, and he got me to do it here. But anyway,
you drive that far to get your water and bring it back?
Once a month. I'll get 30 gallons a month. We go through 30 gallons a month drinking it. Okay. Water's
funny he says that.
Yeah, he makes us, when we go to tournaments, we can't go to the local supermarket if it doesn't have this water, right? We have to go 25 minutes.
No, that was not. That was one time. But honestly, there was a Whole Foods that was about. It's in Hartford, actually. It's in West Hartford, and it's about 40 minutes from my house. And so I literally drove there one day and grabbed about like maybe 16 of these.
Yep.
And then went right back home just to grab water, and maybe I grabbed some fruit as well when I was there.
I drink those. Those are the Icelands?
Yeah, Icelandic. Yep.
Yeah, I drink them.
Well, the reason why I drink them is because it's not because they just taste good, and the taste of the water is just pure. It's just because I try to eliminate as much plastic as I could possibly have in my body, because scientists came out with a study and they said microplastics are really bad for you, cause heart disease, all this other stuff.
Oh yeah.
We don't even really know that's only the half of it we know right now. We might know a little more in 10 years.
For sure.
Yeah, that's funny bringing that
up.
But
I try to be the healthiest I could possibly be right now, without actually going in the gym and working out currently. But I do every now and then I do some home workouts and stuff like that.
Cardio, I think for you, when you're playing and active, like I was very thin when I started playing pool. And when you're active, when you're playing 10 hours and you're getting steps in, right? So you are getting steps in, because when I quit playing, I ballooned, and I noticed right away, we don't realize it when we're playing pool, but there's exercise involved in that. You're constantly getting steps in. I don't think the gym necessarily is even something you need to worry about. Weights and muscle isn't key, but cardio is. Cardio is key. The older you get, the more and you're conscious of that. You're smart. So I think you'll find some type of a system that
Yeah,
you're getting.
he's always been in pretty good shape. Like when he was in high school, he played football, so he was in shape there. When he used to play like Rob and Dave, they would be playing for push-ups and doing, remember, 20, 30,
Crazy
50
stuff.
push-ups when they were playing back and forth. So, I mean, he was always in, this is probably maybe said the least, he's not going to the gym, but yeah, he's in pretty good shape.
It's probably the least active I am currently right now, other than just playing pool constantly.
I think that's okay. That's okay, though. You're playing constantly.
So,
real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think you have, I'm just going to say it. I think you have one weakness that could destroy your entire pool career.
And I agree with you, and that's why I've been trying to work on it.
How does that work? Tell me how trying to work on something works.
Well, I mean, Bobby can vouch for me here. It's
I don't want Bobby vouching for you. I want to talk to you.
No, I'm saying he can vouch for me. Is so I got into sports betting probably about 2 years ago when I stopped getting action in the pool world.
And Scott and I, we talked about this with you plenty of times too. He was very,
I did the same.
You stopped. You had no action. You couldn't play anybody, right? That kind of gets like that.
I had a period. I'd just beaten Alex twice, Peg and Line, and I'd beaten Efren 2 or 3 times. And Efren was kind of done playing me, and Alex went dry on me. And I had a period for like a year and a half. Truly, I'll never forget this. Sitting in my rental house back at the time, where I couldn't play anybody, and there was no tournaments because flying from Arizona anywhere is expensive, that were worth playing. And I literally was in a bad frame of mind. So I was trying to do anything I could. And I was betting sports. I was going to the casino, and I was broke. I was dead broke. I didn't have a damn thing to my name. Anyway, yeah. So I've been through it. Trust me, it was mentally challenging.
So that's kind of what you're getting at, right? Good.
It's kind of what I was getting at. Yeah. I think in the last 5 weeks, I put in maybe.
Don't lie. Don't lie to me, because I know a lot.
I'm not lying.
Don't lie.
2 or 3 bets. That's it.
2 or 3 bets.
Mm-hmm.
Would it be 3?
It's 2 or 3. I really don't know. Probably 3.
Was that on the phone or with somebody?
I think one was at the expo.
That's in the last how many weeks?
5 weeks.
Not bad.
I'm trying to quit. Really?
Okay. I hate that word, trying. I hate that word. I can't stomach that word.
Yeah.
But that's good.
Well, it's kind of like
we don't know that or not. I might do some investigating, but I don't know that.
He knows everything. Gotta find out.
It's okay.
The reason I'm getting at that for the viewers at home is he and I had a talk. I spent over an hour on the phone with him one day. How long ago was that? A month and a half, 2 months ago?
No, it wasn't that long ago.
Okay.
Right before the expo.
Yeah, it was. It was a month and a half to 2 months ago.
Yeah.
But we had a talk.
You've been gone a long time, Lucas.
No, I think it was right before the expo. It was right after Marietta.
I would bet it was. I'll bet 100 just for something to do.
I'm not good at that.
Anyway, I'm sick. I'm trying to bet him, and I'm telling him that sports betting is no good. Jesus Christ. Listen, I got to tell this story. I got stories. I got to tell this story. People like stories. They don't want me talking. I know I'm going to get bashed for talking more than Lucas. I'm 18. Oh no, I'm 17. It's the first year I started playing pool, and my parents thought I was a drug dealer. They had my locker raided at my school. They had it raided, right? There was like the school cop. They raid my locker. They take me in there. There's nothing in my locker, right? That day I get home, and they're like, "We're hearing that you have a gambling problem." Well, I had a poker game going on at lunch break at school, and I would take a little money from the poker game. Anyway, long story short, they convinced me that I have a gambling problem. This is on my dad's grave. Anyway, so they make me call 1-800-BETS-OFF. Back then, that was what you did, right? You had this number, and they thought I had a big gambling problem. I wasn't betting sports back then or anything like that. I just started gambling, playing pool. They hated it, right? My whole family's in business, and they hated it. But anyway, we're sitting. Oh my gosh, I got in so much trouble. We're sitting in the living room. My mom calls, because I wouldn't call it. She calls 1-800-BETS-OFF, and there's a lady that answers the phone. And I guess that it directed them to the hub there in Des Moines, Iowa. And she's talking to the lady. She's just brief description about me, and then gives me the phone. So I'm like, hello. And the lady's like, I just talked to your mom, pleasant lady, da-da-da. We would really like to see you. And I'm like, okay. And she's like, do you think you could get here today? And I asked her where they're at. And she said, well, and it was about 25 minutes away. And they closed in like 15 minutes. And I said, well, I'm about 25 minutes away. And she says, well, then I don't think you'll make it here in that time. How about rescheduling for tomorrow? And I said, well, I'll bet you 500 I did. My mom almost killed me, dude. I swear I got grounded. I got in big trouble. Anyway, that's just a funny story. It brought that up. I did say that. And then my mom snatched the phone and she's like, he's an asshole. And then anyway,
it's funny you say that. You can ask Bobby. I have had a real thing with time management. No. Time management.
Late for this show.
Oh yeah, you're not good with that. I know that.
Time management my whole life, between school, tournaments, whatnot. I've gotten tremendously better, and even he can tell you that. I've never lost a bet based on time management.
That's true, Scott.
Not once. Or food.
That's sad, though. That's sad that you've got a bet based on time management.
I know. I bet him to be here at a certain time, and he would be here. If I don't bet him, it's no shot.
I didn't sleep a whole night one time off over a $20 bet just because I legitimately couldn't sleep. So I said, I'm gonna go to Yale. Take a picture.
So he was here at 8:30.
Take a picture. Take a picture and drive home.
This is going a lot better than I thought it was going to go, Bobby. I haven't been very happy with you in the last month and a half, Lucas. So back to where we were. The reason I'm bringing up his habit, whether you people that are watching this like it or don't like it, is I know for him what's best for him. He knows what's best for him, but I know to become an elite player or a world-class player, he has to shake that habit. He has to shake that habit because it's a massive distraction. I've seen it. I've seen it destroy people firsthand. I've seen it destroy people. It destroyed me for many years. For him to become an elite player on the tour, he has to rid that habit, and everything else I think falls into place. That's all. I mean, it's the truth. And until he completely rids that habit, I'm not going to waste my breath with it. And I'm just being honest.
That's his superpower, though. Not to change the subject. That's his superpower. I want to strangle this kid. I've hung up on him, and then he comes here, and you just talk to him, and he has a warmth to him.
He's a good kid.
Unbelievable. You can't get mad when he's here. He's just
he's a great kid.
That's his
because
superpower.
He's a good kid. He's a good kid.
I guess that's what it is.
He is a good kid. He's not necessarily a smart kid, but he's a good kid.
I think he's got a little bit more than we know. I think he's.
I know he does. He's very intelligent. He's very intelligent.
Yeah.
I just want him to know he's 24, right? And I get it, but it's like your dad telling you something, and you're like, whatever. And then when you become your dad, you're like, oh, he had a really big point. I just want to grab him and be like, just trust me, and then go do it, right? And it doesn't work like that. I get it, but people were hard on me coming up. The people that were behind me, the smart people, Jack Cooney, Billy and Cardona. I had great people behind me. They weren't like, they didn't powder my butt and give me a kiss goodnight. You know what I mean? When I missed a ball, Billy grabbed my throat and told me if I did that again, I'd be buried in the desert, which is the truth. When I was playing Dippy, I missed one ball for like 3 days. And anyway, I'm just saying, he knows what he needs to do, and he's well on his way. And I'm very proud of what he's done in the last several months. Yeah.
A couple more questions before we let you go. It's been a pretty long conversation, right? Which is great. Good stuff. Like Scott said, we appreciate you coming. It's good stuff.
Absolutely.
I like seeing you open up like this a little bit. It's good to see.
I mean, I think this is the first time I've ever actually done this.
Yeah. We've done shows back, me and you back, but it's not the same. This is a little different, right? You got the man.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Yeah. Good stuff. Let's talk a bit about Moscone. You know, I don't want to drill too much on it. What are your feelings right now towards it? I know that's your goal, obviously, but are you putting that extra pressure? You're trying not to? What are you trying to do?
Well, a great player once told me, he said that, you know, to practice, to play like you practice, you kind of have to play like you don't care. And not actually like you really don't care, but you know, just in your mind, you can't be thinking about all these things at once. You know what I mean? Like me, I'll be honest, I have credit card debt that I got to pay off, you know, from last year, right? But that's not on my mind. I just take it as I go.
Yeah.
That's good advice. I mean, that's exactly what you're saying. Scott does too. Because when you're playing like there's not a care in the world, that's when you're on top of your game. You're thinking about the table, the felt, and that's what you're thinking about, and that's what you're saying.
100%.
The minute you start to worry about or have the thought or be in some type of fear of losing or anything like that, and that comes with age. The older you get, like much older, he's far from that position. Then things really start to change in your game. What he just said is perfect, right? You do have to play like you don't care, because if you overanalyze it or worry too much about the things that you can't control, it can bring you down. So I think he's doing exactly what he's supposed to do outside of that one little thing, which I think sounds like he's going to eliminate pretty soon.
So you ready to shoot some 10 ball on the Brunswick Gold Crown? You miss it because you've been down south, right? There's different. What kind of tables you been playing on?
Just constantly playing on big pockets.
Yeah. Do you miss your 4-inch Gold Crown 7?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. You gonna run 100 balls on it, straight pool?
I promise you one of these days I'm going to, for sure.
Yeah. You were close a couple times.
See, my thing is, Scott, everybody tells me to play the straight pool. Everybody. I mean, I've talked to a bunch of people. A lot of these old timers, they're like, oh, straight pool's the best game ever. And I'm like, I just don't see it. It's so torturing. That game is so torturous.
It is. It's tough. I mean, the older you get, I think a lot of the people think it's big. And there's some great players, you know, Jason, and there's some that I think what works for you is what works for you. I don't think Yap is out there playing straight pool when he has a chance. I'm just, what works for you works for you. If you like the game, then that's great. Practice it a little bit. But if you don't like the game, for me, it was like watching paint dry. I'm just shooting balls into the pocket. It's like I just couldn't do it. Like there's just no substance to the game for me. That's for me. But for you, I think you just keep doing what you're doing. You're playing a lot of pool. You're staying in action. You don't change anything because it's working, right? If it's not working, that's when you go back to the drawing board. But what you're doing is working. So just keep doing what you're doing. Simple. Brunswick. Talking about Brunswick. That damn Gold Crown 7. One day I'll get one down here in Phoenix. I Justin Bergman, a lot of other people talk to me about how great that table plays, and they're obviously a sponsor of the show, but that's not why I'm saying that. I've talked with Nick at Brunswick in depth, and I was with talking to Mark Gregory for a long time in depth, and he's the designer. Had a big hand in designing that table, and it is a bad mamma jamma. It's a great table, and I'm grateful that they're sponsoring the show. But I want one.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree. They're beautiful tables. Like I said, Lucas grew up on the Brunswick Gold Crown 3s, and he was one of the first ones to play on the 7s. And I think, you know, him practicing his 10 ball on those Gold Crowns 7s helped a lot. You know, breaking and running 10 balls.
The 3s weren't the real good ones. The 3s weren't the great ones. The 1s and 2s were the best.
I agree. I disagree. I like the 3s, but that's
well, you can ask any player.
no, he's right though. I've played on all of them. A lot of people say that the 2s were the best ones.
Yeah, the older people, right?
2s, yeah.
So the people that think like Bill Russell was the best center, those people, or
I don't even know who that is.
Bill Russell.
I don't even know what that is.
That's what I meant. Oh, it's all good.
Bobby, where's your Boom and Freezer jersey?
It's in the wash. I left it in the. I wore it in Vegas, so I gave it to my wife. It's in the wash. So
okay. Well, maybe you could get it. This is the New Jersey Jason Shaw. This is Q Armor.
Yep.
Listen, it's awesome. I'm telling you, this jersey's actually like one of my favorites. That's why I'm wearing it. But this is that new thing, right? Be a part of the
Right.
Legion. Strickland, Jason Shaw, Rodney Morris.
A lot of the big names are in it.
A ton of them. A ton of them.
Yeah.
It gives
you're in it. You're in it too. Your picture's in there, right? You're in there.
Yeah. But I'm just a commentator. That's all I am. I'm not a player.
You're not just a commentator.
I don't play pool at all. But if you get a chance, guys, go to qarmor.com. Seriously, they're a small promoter of the show, but go to QArmor. They've got some badass jerseys.
Check them out. All right, goal for 2026.
Win another match or event.
McDermott Open right here.
Yeah.
You were close last year. Yeah, you were beating FSR to get to the Final Four, right?
Yeah.
And finally, you were beating them.
He made a 3-pack to win the set.
Yeah.
So what do you think you're doing differently now versus last year to be finishing so high? And you can't be disappointed with your last tournament, because anytime you put yourself in position to win, that's all you can ask for as a player. And I know you know that. What are you doing differently? What do you think's changed?
Well, I think for sure it's the eating habits. It's the eating habits, it's the constant, trying to like cut sugar out of my diet and finding my own like little energy. And definitely I practiced the break, and I just tried to find something that was consistent, with my equipment. And I think I finally, like I said, I think I finally found that combination where I'm not going to break perfect for one set and then break like terrible another set.
Good.
I love what you said right there, Lucas, because obviously we're both friends with Greg over there at McDermott. And I love seeing you call him, talk to him. I need this. They're shipping cues here, shipping shafts here. And it seems like you got it figured out. I like the fact that you're doing that so you feel comfortable on the table. And that's the key. We talked to Yap on the last time. He does it in between matches. It's all about feeling comfortable.
He'll do it during the match. He's changed weights in his shafts 7-8 times during the match. Like not during a tournament. I mean, during a rack, like in the middle of a match, he'll do it. But I'm not big on that, right? Like I like Bobby said, I really like what you just said. I think consistency is the key, right? I found a cue that I liked and a shaft that I liked. It was wood. I had it for like 12 years. I couldn't get rid of it. I mean, some of these guys can change all the time. I think what you said is important.
The more I'm listening to you, Scott, you guys have so much in common.
Oh, so you believe the same thing?
You too. With the waters and the cues and you go back and listen to the show. You guys it's unbelievable.
Well, when you find something that works for you, right? The cue's not going to make the balls, but it doesn't have to be $1 million cue. It doesn't have to be nice. It doesn't have to be anything. If you like it and it's working for you and doing what you want it to do, why? Would you go somewhere else?
He's playing with the McDermott cue of the month. Beautiful cue. He was in my office 2 years ago, and he's just looking at it in my case. And he's
2 years ago. It was like 6 months ago.
Was it 6 months ago?
Yeah.
No, you played. Right, maybe
it was right before Hanoi. I've never hit a ball with it.
That's not 6 months ago.
That's 8 months ago.
8 months ago.
A year ago, whatever. 8 months, yeah. So he's looking at it, right? He says, "Oh, that's a nice looking cue. It's a McDermott. You want it?" Because obviously we're sponsored by McDermott. And he goes, "All right," and he takes it. And that's what he's playing with, Scott. A cue of the month. Yeah, beautiful, right? That's exactly what you talked about. You feel comfortable. That's what's important.
Yeah. So this is the crazy story behind that. It was 7 months ago. It was literally 2 days before the Hanoi Open. I see the cue sticking out of his bag in his office, and I'm like, interesting. That's a nice looking cue. I can only see the bottom of it, right? I didn't see the rest of it was all plain, but I was like, whatever. I'm like, I'll hit balls with it. I don't care.
Yeah.
And immediately, for like 40 straight minutes, I go over a table 8. I can't miss a ball. I said, this is a crazy play.
Gold Crown 7.
I come back into Bobby's office, and I'm like, no, this is the Gold Crown 3.
Gold Crown 3 tight table, still 4-inch pocket table.
Yeah, and I come back in. I'm like, Bobby, this is such a crazy question, but can I take this with me to Vietnam? I didn't think I was going to use it at all, and I was like, as soon as I got to Vietnam, I started practicing with it. I was like,
oh, good.
I love the bounce. The bounce, and it was just absolutely perfect. And I was like,
And he's like you, Scott, very picky, very picky. If there's something he doesn't like, he's going to fix it. He's not going to take it and say, okay, it's okay. If it's not the way he likes it, kind of like I think you are, it's not perfect. It's not good. And that's how he feels. And obviously he found it. I'm happy he did. First and second 2 W&T events with it. Great job.
Yeah.
thank you.
25 years ago, Alan McCarty, the first developer of Predator, the founder of Predator, really good guy. They tried to sponsor me, and I just get it done. They were offering me $30,000 a year back then, and $30,000 a year in product. And he told me the truth, and it's always stuck in my head. He said, "You're going to know in the first 60 seconds of hitting balls at your level, you're going to know whether that cue is for you or not. You're going to know. It's either going to be there or you're still going to be trying to figure it out." In a top player, when they put a cue in their hand, they're going to know right away whether that cue's for you or not. And I think that's cool. But it's not.
I agree. I agree. Yeah.
You're hung on the brand, and I know McDermott sponsors, and I think that's excellent. But I look at Efren. Efren used, and I played him for years when he's playing with a literally $30 cue. A $30 cue back in his day. It was a $30 cue. Then he went to a $70 cue.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's not the cue. Wow. It's not the cue. If you like the way it plays, that's all that matters.
Yep. I agree. All right, Lucas, anything you want to say to your fans? You have a huge fan base. Consider you're not a social media bug. Obviously you get pushed on our channel, but you have a huge following. People love you. Mosconi was a lot of noise. Is there anything you want to say to your fans out there?
Yeah, actually going on about the social media bug thing. I have never been big into social media. I've been getting pushed slightly to kind of create my own page. And for those that really like to follow me, my page will be out soon.
All right. Keep it updated. Keep it. Pay attention. Lukas Fracasso-Verner. He has his own Facebook page. So check it out.
That concerns me a little bit, but just be careful there. Yeah, keep doing what you're doing with social media, though, right? Like I post and I go. Be careful.
Yeah, because there's a lot of weird haters out there and weird stuff people say.
Don't read the comments.
Oh my God, it's brutal.
Oh, I don't care about none of that. I mean, I saw so many comments already about the Mosconi Cup, and there was just one of them where I actually had to respond to it because this guy knew absolutely nothing about what he was talking about. He said something like, "Oh, well, he wouldn't even be talked about if he lived in North Carolina or Florida." And I said, "Really?" I said, because I've been to North Carolina twice, couldn't get played except for with Guama.
Yeah, and you came in second in that event there. And
BJ Essery also, he told me he would play me, but there was only 2 guys in the state, and only one of them's from that state. And then Florida, I couldn't get played at all.
Yeah.
No matter where I went. I even asked that Anthony Maglino to play. Nothing against him. He's an absolutely great, tremendous player.
He is.
He is. I enjoyed watching him at the Derby. But even then, Dominic Dunn tried to get us to play. I think I was in Sanford, and it just couldn't happen.
Yeah. No, I agree. That's pretty much it. What do you got? You got anything else, Scott, for this kid, this young man?
I want to thank him for coming out. I also want to thank Classic Billiards, David and Leah Bartosiak. I want to thank them.
You know what? Hold on. Let's stop one real quick. I'm glad you mentioned Dave Bartosiak and Classic Billiards. There's a match that Lucas really wants to play at Classic Billiards. I don't know if anybody's aware of this, but so all the talk about Mosconi Cup last year, right? There was a big rift between him and who was the other person? I forgot the guy's name.
Billy Thorpe.
Oh, there you go. I knew I had it.
He just loves stirring up drama. I'll tell you.
But our guy Dave is.
It's like I'm in high school again.
Our guy Dave was interested in having that event. I'm not stirring up. Dave would love to have that event, and I think you would like to play him there, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I know. Billy was talking to me at one of Ray's events. I think we were in Indiana, and he said, I haven't really I haven't really spoke to Dave at all. You're supposed to set it up, and at this point, he doesn't really care if we play or not. But he says, if we do, great. If we don't, doesn't concern him.
So for those of you who don't know, obviously Billy Thorpe was at Moscone. Lucas just missed out, and there was a lot of chatter going back and forth, and they both said they would play. So Dave Partosiak, who was there with us in Europe, he said, hey, let's set this up. If we can, we'll set it up. So that's what they're saying. He might play Billy for a big match at Dave Partosiak's Room Classic Billiards there in Florida. So that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, it's no disrespect to Billy at all. I mean, he even said it to me too. You know, just nice little friendly, you know,
$30,000 match.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I think it's gonna be a great match to watch. That's all.
Yeah. I mean, you guys were just Billy just played in the Bob Stocks, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Did you play them?
They're around each other.
No.
I think the best thing to do with stuff like that, I know Bobby's not trying to call anybody out. I think the best stuff, the best way to do stuff like that is to just reach out to the person in Messenger and you know, if that I don't know if you're really that way. Are you, Lucas? Do you reach out to people and try to get them to play like a top player? Have you done that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this was already talked about a little bit. I'm not calling Billy out by any means. This was already like in the works. You know, there was text message already made. It was already, so we're hoping it happens. You know, I think it'll be a great match.
Recently,
I think if we're going back to this, we should probably cut this part out. Just like Scott said, we should probably reach out to him on Messenger instead of calling him out on the podcast.
Well,
we're not calling him out.
No, I don't think anything's wrong with that. I don't think there's any reason to cut this. But Billy's a cool dude. Like he's not. I don't think he. I just don't know. I don't know how much Billy's playing. I didn't know really the backstory. I don't think Bobby's calling him out.
I'm not. Like I said, I knew about the conversations, and I talked to Dave, and Dave said we can make it happen. So that's all I'm saying. And I know the people would want to see it. 100% the people would want to see it.
Yeah, I mean it'd be a good match. I just don't know if Billy's playing as much now.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I don't know. You know, that's the thing. Like if one guy's not playing as much, then that's where it kind of becomes a little dicey when it's public, right? Like everybody seemed to want to call me out when I announced my retirement when I was building freezers, right? But they would never say anything publicly before then. So it gets a little personal at times when you're not playing. But Billy's been playing some events, so I don't really know. I don't know. Right. I think it'd be a good match to watch. I think it'd be good. I really would. Yeah. So
that's good stuff. Good stuff. You know, we'll see if it happens. It happens. Like I said, I know Dave was a big advocate for it. He was trying to make it happen in his room. You know, so and I think it'd be a good match. I think it'd be a lot of fun.
If switching subjects, if people get a chance, go to PNW Pool Thing. PNW stands for Pacific Northwest. They've got all things pool stream, right? Money matches, tournament matches, gambling matches, obviously I just said, and then league matches. PNW Pool Thing. They've been a sponsor with us since day one. Jesse Johnson made all these signs. And if you want one of these signs for your freaking man cave, I've got a few. I guess this is now
really nice looking.
Go to pnwpoolthing.com. He is extremely affordable. I'm waiting on a classic billiard sign as we speak. This whole room's going to be signs. My electrician doesn't need another job. He just makes a living putting these freaking signs in here. Anyway.
All right, Lucas, going to let you go. Except, what's your immediate goal? What are you doing the next weeks, months, a couple months? That's it. What do you got going on?
I'm going to get my page put out, and I'm going to try to start streaming my matches or, my practice sessions, whatnot. Obviously, we already do that through the Shark stream.
Yeah.
But I mean, like when I'm on the road.
Your personal page. Yeah, absolutely. For sure. That makes sense.
Do you have that page already built, or is that a page you're building right now?
I have it built, but there's not really anything on it yet.
Is it
just
live?
Personal? Just personal. It's personal.
But is it live?
No, it's live.
Yeah, it's live.
What's the name of the page?
Lukas Fracasso-Verner.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
It's not a business page. It's just his personal page.
Okay.
No. There is a business page.
Oh, it is? You have that one?
Yeah, but it's not like,
But you can still, you've got a following. Announce that page, and people will be ready for you when you start to disperse the content. Go ahead and let us know what it is.
Let me get it up right now.
And while we're at it, people, please, guys, if you can, please go to YouTube and just subscribe to our channel. Greatly would really appreciate that. Just subscribe. It's free.
It's free. Subscribe. It really helps us out a lot. Gets us on the algorithm. It does a big deal. It doesn't cost you anything, and it really does a lot for us. We're trying to get all the big names, like Lucas and everybody else, obviously, all the big names we already had. And wait to see what we got coming up this season as well. So hit that subscribe button.
All right. Well, I'm not really the
Thank you,
techiest
everyone,
here.
for watching. It shouldn't take you that long to get to your page.
Yeah, it's a second page. Like I said, he has a personal.
Oh, it's called Lukas Fracasso-Verner. And
Can you put it up to the camera?
second.
He should have an admin where he just drops down on an arrow. I run 7 pages.
There you go. You got it right there. That's perfect.
Right there. If you guys get a chance, see the dash between Fracasso and Verner. You got to have that dash, but it should pull up. Perfect.
So I think I'm gonna actually change the name to like
Professional pool player.
yeah, professional pool player, because it's basically the same thing as my personal page.
Yeah, just a hyphen or whatever.
Yeah, it's kind of hard, I mean, if you see the picture, it's a little different. That's about it.
Yeah, but if they follow that right now, even though you change the name, it'll.
Yeah, exactly. Follow it right now.
Yeah, of course.
It's free.